Hello, everyone, and welcome to English Pod. Happy New Year. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Marco.
It's December 31st, and we are on New Year's Eve.
That's right. And since it's New Year's Eve, we're talking about New Year's resolutions.
Right. In many places, it's very common to make a promise for the new year, something that you will change.
A promise to yourself.
To yourself.
To change something.
And that's what our dialogue is about today. So why don't we take a look at our vocabulary preview for this lesson?
Vocabulary preview.
Okay, on vocabulary preview today, we only have one word.
Eating habits.
Eating habits.
Eating habits.
So what are eating habits?
The regular way you eat.
Right.
So if you eat healthy or if you eat lots of unhealthy food.
Or even maybe what time you eat, right? If you eat every day a certain time.
Yeah.
Eating habits.
Okay.
So we're ready to listen to our dialogue today. And it's going to be a little bit fast, but don't worry about it.
We'll come back and explain all of the key vocabulary after.
So, did I tell you about my New Year's resolution? I've decided to go on a diet.
And you're going to completely transform your eating habits, right?
Exactly. I'm gonna cut out all the junk I eat. No more chips, no more soda, no more fried food.
Uh-huh. I've heard this one before.
But this time, I'm going to stick to it. I really mean it. Trust me, Carol, I'm gonna be a new man in 1 year's time.
Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Thanks, honey. That was a great meal. I'm stuffed. Do we have any chips left?
So, Marco, do you think this guy will be successful in changing his eating habits?
Well, I guess he'll never change, but this gives us a great opportunity to look at some great vocabulary in this lesson in language takeaway.
Language takeaway.
Our first word on language takeaway is junk.
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 So, junk comes from junk food.
Exactly.
Unhealthy food.
Yep. Fries, chips.
Hamburgers.
Yeah.
All that junk.
All that junk.
Okay, our second word for language takeaway, transform.
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 Meaning?
To change.
Yep.
Change.
Mm-hmm. So this guy is going to transform his eating habits.
He's going to change his eating habits.
Yeah. Our third word is?
Stuffed.
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 I'm stuffed.
So we have some great examples on how we can use stuffed, and you'll get the meaning from it.
Example 1.
Come on, have one more piece of cake.
Oh, I can't. I'm stuffed.
Example 2.
Oh, I ate way too much. I'm stuffed.
Okay, I'm stuffed.
The feeling you get if you eat too much food.
Right, I'm full.
Yeah.
All right. So these are some great words that you can use talking about food.
And eating habits.
And eating habits. And now we can listen to our dialogue a second time. And this time, like always, it's going to be slow.
So, did I tell you about my New Year's resolution? I've decided to go on a diet.
And you're going to completely transform your eating habits, right?
Exactly. I'm going to cut out all that junk I eat. No more chips. No more soda. No more fried food.
Uh-huh. I've heard this one before.
But this time I'm going to stick to it. I really mean it. Trust me, Carol, I'm going to be a new man in 1 year's time.
Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Thanks, honey. That was a great meal. I'm stuffed. Do we have any chips left?
There's a lot of great language in this dialogue, isn't there?
Yeah, a lot of great language that we can take a look at with our Fluency Builder.
Fluency builder.
The first phrase we have for you is
Stick to it.
stick to it.
Stick to it.
Yes, we've got some examples of how this phrase is used. So let's listen.
Example 1.
Quitting smoking is so hard.
Stick to it. It's good for you.
Example 2.
I can't solve this math problem.
Stick to it. I'm sure you'll get it.
So stick to it, right?
Basically means keep doing it.
Right. Even though English learning can be hard,
You should stick to it.
stick to it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, let's look at our second phrase for Fluency Builder. I mean it.
Mean it.
Mean it. So this is a great way of saying,
I'm serious.
I'm serious.
Yeah.
I mean it.
I'm not joking.
I'm not joking, right?
Yeah. And our final phrase in Fluency Builder,
Cut out.
cut out.
Cut out.
Again, we've got some examples of this phrase as native speakers use it. Let's listen.
Example 1.
The second
You have to cut out
paragraph
the
of
salt
the
from your
dialogue.
diet. No more chips, no more french fries, no more popcorn.
Example 2.
It's time for me to focus on my work. I'm going to cut out everything else from my life.
Okay, so cut out means
To remove.
completely remove.
Take it away.
Take it away.
Yeah.
Okay, some great language, some great phrases in our dialogue today. So why don't we listen to it a third time and we'll come back in a little bit.
So, did I tell you about my New Year's resolution? I've decided to go on a diet.
And you're going to completely transform your eating habits, right?
Exactly. I'm gonna cut out all the junk I eat. No more chips, no more soda, no more fried food.
Uh-huh. I've heard this one before.
But this time, I'm going to stick to it. I really mean it. Trust me, Carol, I'm gonna be a new man in 1 year's time.
Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Thanks, honey. That was a great meal. I'm stuffed. Do we have any chips left?
Okay, so New Year's resolutions, a really common and popular thing in North America.
It's tradition to make a promise to yourself on New Year's and stick to it throughout the whole year.
Right. But the funny thing is that very few people actually stick to their New Year's resolution.
That's true.
The most common ones are, I'm going to quit smoking.
Yeah?
That never happens.
No?
I'm going to go on a diet.
Like this guy?
I'm going to quit drinking.
Uh-huh.
That almost never happens either. On New Year's Eve, you start
I mean,
drinking.
it's a bad time. Come on.
And another really common one is, I'm going to join a gym.
That's why gym membership sales are so high in January.
Right. Everyone joins a gym in January, but
Come
by
February?
Yeah, very few people in the gym.
Yeah. So, Marco, do you have a New Year's resolution for this year?
Yes, I have a New Year's resolution, and I resolve to continue bringing everyone some great lessons.
Oh, that's so good.
And I think I can stick to that one.
Yes. Well, I do hope that you do stick to that one, Marco.
We will. But today we're out of time, so please go to our website and leave all your questions and comments.
At EnglishPod.com.
And we'll see you there. But until then, it's
Goodbye.
bye.
The second paragraph of the dialogue.
All right, welcome everyone.
We're diving deep today into something I think we can all relate to.
Oh, absolutely.
Requesting time off work
Yeah.
in English. I mean, let's face it, we all need a break now and then.
For sure. Everybody needs a little time to recharge, right?
And this
The
deep
second
dive is going
paragraph
to
of the
equip you with
dialogue.
the vocab and the polite phrases
Yeah.
to confidently navigate this sometimes kind of tricky
Absolutely.
workplace situation.
It can be a little intimidating, especially when you're trying to make a good impression.
Yeah.
But mastering clear communication and kind of those unspoken rules of workplace etiquette, you know, that can really make or break your request.
Exactly. And speaking of good impressions,
Yeah.
we've got a perfect example in our source material today.
Okay.
A conversation between an employee named Liv and her boss, Mr. McKenna.
Got it.
Liv. Liv needs some time off for her sister's wedding.
Oh, nice.
And right away, she uses this phrase that I just love. She says, "Do you have a second?"
Ah, that's a great one.
Isn't that good?
Such a simple thing, but it shows so much respect for her supervisor's time.
Right.
It's like acknowledging, I know you're busy. I just need a quick moment.
Sets the tone for the whole conversation.
It really does. It's all about those subtle cues, those little things that signal, hey, I'm a professional. I understand how things work around here.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, in Liv's case, she's already used all of her vacation days,
Ah.
which is a term, by the way, that you'll hear a lot in the workplace.
All the time.
These are those,
Yeah.
you know, those glorious paid days off
Exactly.
we all look forward to.
Love those.
But for Liv, she needs what's called unpaid leave,
Right.
which is, you know, time off
Yeah.
for a specific reason,
No.
but it's not compensated.
You see that a lot. I mean, have you encountered those terms in your own job?
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
I think it's important to make that distinction.
Absolutely. Yeah. Knowing the difference between vacation days, something you earn, a benefit you accrue over time,
Right.
versus unpaid leave,
Yeah.
which is usually granted, you know, on a case-by-case basis.
Yeah.
Understanding those and using them correctly, that makes your requests so much clearer.
Professional,
More professional, exactly.
you know.
Yeah.
Now, Liv, she kind of navigates this potentially awkward situation beautifully, right?
Let's see. That's her.
And she says, "I was just wondering, I might be able to take some unpaid leave."
Ooh, I like that.
It's very soft, right?
Very soft, very indirect. It's not like she's coming in and demanding anything.
Right, it's very collaborative.
She's opening a conversation. She's exploring the possibilities.
Exactly.
And that kind of language is so important in professional settings.
I agree. Now, things get a little more complicated here
Oh.
because Liv actually needs quite a bit of time off.
Oh, dear.
A whole month, to be
Oh,
exact.
a whole month.
To travel overseas for the wedding.
Wow.
Overseas is a great word, by the way.
Yeah.
If you're talking about traveling to another country,
Across the ocean, often, yeah.
especially, cross an ocean,
Uh-huh.
but a whole month, that's a big ask.
That is a significant chunk of time.
It is.
And that's where that concept of notice
Yeah.
becomes so important.
So important.
You know, in a professional setting, giving adequate notice
Yeah.
means letting your employer know well in advance about your planned absence.
Makes sense.
So they can plan, they can adjust schedules,
Yeah.
make sure everything runs smoothly.
That shows respect.
It's a sign of respect for your team, for the company as a whole.
Exactly.
And Liv does this really well. She says, I was thinking of taking off from September 1st until the 30th. Would you be okay with that?
I love that.
She's not only stating those dates, but she's also asking for her boss's approval
Yeah.
in such a respectful way.
And again, that softer language I was thinking of.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not, I'm taking this time off.
Exactly.
I was thinking,
She's inviting Mr. McKenna into the decision-making.
yeah.
It's subtle, but it makes a huge difference.
It really does.
It's all about framing your request
Vocabulary
in a way that
preview.
respects those power dynamics, you know,
Right.
but still gets your needs across.
Absolutely.
This is a skill that can help you throughout your entire career, seriously.
So true.
It's so valuable.
Yeah, it's like,
Mastering that balance
Yeah.
of being assertive, but also respectful, you know?
absolutely, I love it.
And you know, it's interesting you bring up the whole power dynamic thing
Yeah.
because Liv's situation really shows how to handle those tricky conversations
Yeah.
around unpaid leave, right?
Right.
She doesn't shy away from it.
Yeah.
She explains why she needs the time off for her sister's wedding,
Yeah.
but she keeps it professional and personal at the same time.
Right. It can be a bit uncomfortable, right?
It can be.
Asking for unpaid leave
Especially
when you've already used up your vacation days.
especially if you've used up your vacation days. Yeah.
But Liv shows us
yeah.
it's totally okay to do it
Yeah.
if you do it the right way, professionally right.
Absolutely. And it's important to remember that the language around this can change depending on, company policy or even cultural norms.
Right, right.
In some places, you might hear something like leave of absence,
Oh, yeah.
which sounds a little more formal.
Yeah, yeah.
So being aware of those little differences in terminology in your own workplace,
Yeah.
that's key.
That's key. And if you're ever unsure,
Yeah,
always a good idea to check those company policies.
absolutely. Or just reach out to HR.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
They're there to help.
For sure.
Yeah.
Now, going back to the conversation,
Okay.
I think it's worth pointing out how often Liv uses phrases like, I was just hoping, or would you be okay with that?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's subtle,
It is subtle.
but it's really effective,
It
right?
softens those requests.
Yes.
Keeps that respectful tone.
She's constantly like checking in with Mr. McKenna, making sure he's cool with everything.
It's like she's saying, hey, are we on the same page here?
Yeah.
Are you comfortable with this?
It builds that positive relationship, right?
It really does.
That consideration goes a long way.
And these phrases, they're so versatile.
Yeah.
You could say, instead of, I need to take off, you could say, would it be possible for me to take some time off?
Oh, yeah.
It shifts the tone, right?
It does.
From demanding to inquiring.
Yeah.
Makes it more, palatable.
It's like you're giving Mr. McKenna space
You are.
to offer suggestions, maybe
Plus,
alternatives.
collaborative.
Yeah.
Instead of you just, laying down the law.
Yeah.
Which, especially with something like this, time off
Right.
can be really valuable.
It's like, how do you strike that
Vocabulary
balance?
preview.
It's tough.
Being assertive,
Yeah.
but respectful.
You got to get your needs met.
Yeah.
But you also got to acknowledge the needs of your boss and your colleagues.
It's a real art form.
It is. It is.
Now, I'm curious.
Yeah.
What about those situations where you got to request time off, but
yeah.
you haven't actually built up enough vacation days?
Oh, yeah. That's a tricky one.
Can you ask for an advance?
It depends, really. It depends on company policy.
Right.
Your relationship with your manager. Sometimes they're open to it.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a good track record.
Yeah.
Valid reason for needing the time.
Right. Right.
So it's worth, exploring.
Yeah.
But got to be professional about it.
Yeah.
And of course, know your company's policies.
Right.
Now, even if your company doesn't typically do advances, there might be other options. Unpaid leave, maybe, or even, flexible work arrangements.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So it's good to know what's out there.
Know your options.
Yeah. Communicate your needs.
And remember, even if the initial request is a no-go,
Yeah.
there's always room for a little...
Negotiation, compromise.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a good point.
Talking about different solutions.
Yeah.
I wonder, what if Liv needed the time off for something else? Not a happy occasion, like a family emergency or something.
Yeah, that's a good point.
How would that change things?
It's a different context, right?
Yeah.
The basics, politeness, professionalism, those are the same.
Right.
But the tone, the language you use,
Yeah.
that might have to change a bit.
Like if it's an emergency.
Yeah, you got to be more direct,
Yeah.
upfront about the situation.
Well.
You might say something like, I need to take some time off to deal with a family emergency. I'll keep you updated.
You got to convey how serious it is,
You do.
but still assure your boss
Yeah.
that you're handling it responsibly.
Absolutely. And even in those tough situations,
Yeah.
don't forget to thank your boss
Right.
for their understanding and support.
Yeah.
A simple thank you for understanding goes a long way.
It does. It does.
Builds that goodwill.
It's like requesting time off. It can feel like you're walking on eggshells sometimes,
It can.
especially with sensitive topics.
Yeah, those unexpected situations.
But mastering these key phrases, understanding,
Those unspoken rules.
professional communication,
Yeah.
you can approach these conversations.
With confidence.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Clear communication, that's key.
That's the heart of it.
Doesn't matter if it's a vacation
Yeah.
or something personal.
Just be upfront,
Yeah.
respectful.
Use the right language.
You'll be good.
So it really is like cracking a code, huh?
It is. It really is. Understanding those nuances, those little things
Yeah.
that make all the difference.
It takes practice, I guess.
It does, but once you get it,
Yeah.
you can use these skills everywhere.
So for our listener out there,
Yeah.
getting ready to put all this into practice,
Mhm.
what's the one thing they should
Dialogue.
remember?
Remember, asking for time off, it's normal.
It is.
It's part of working life.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to ask for what you need.
Right. But do it the right way.
Respectful, professional.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Right language, clear about what you need, proper etiquette.
Yeah.
You'll get that break.
That sweet spot. Right. Assertive but respectful.
That's the one.
Yeah.
And, one last thought.
Yeah.
Pay attention to how others do it.
In the workplace.
Yeah, your colleagues, your supervisors. Every workplace has its own, unspoken rules.
Its own culture.
Culture, yeah. Watch how others handle these requests.
Good tip. Good tip. Adapt and tailor your approach.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to ask if you're unsure.
Right.
HR is there for a reason.
Yeah. Or a trusted colleague.
Yeah, they can help you out.
We covered a lot today, I think.
We did.
Vocabulary, the subtle stuff.
All the little tricks of the trade.
Even workplace culture.
Yeah. Hopefully our listener feels ready to tackle those time-off requests confidently.
With the right words, the right approach.
Get that positive outcome.
Taking breaks. It's important.
It is for our well-being, for our productivity. Plan that vacation.
Get that request in.
With confidence.
Smooth sailing from here on out.
Happy travels, everyone. See you next time. Happy travels, everyone. See you next time.